In today's video, we will talk about two models of criminal justice in the United States: crime control and due process. Hello and welcome to Ask Professor Price. I have been a lawyer for more than 35 years and a full-time professor for more than 10 years. People studying law or criminal justice or working in the legal or law enforcement fields need to know these two models of criminal justice in America because they can help explain how we got some of our criminal laws and why juries reach the verdicts they do in some cases. These two models of criminal justice sometimes can help answer the question, what was the jury thinking? So let's talk about the differences between the crime control model and the due process model of criminal justice. When a jury is motivated by the crime control model of criminal justice, and by the way, they rarely, if ever, even know which one of the models of criminal justice they're following. The ones who follow the crime control model tend to be more conservative. They propose harsher penalties, and their mindset is, you did the crime, you do the time. Juries with the crime control model of criminal justice tend to stress individual responsibility for one's own actions. They value self-control and discipline. They view criminal behavior as a choice among several options. They tend to quickly determine guilt or innocence. They kind of use the jury instructions and the elements of a crime as a checklist, and they go through those instructions when they're deliberating in the jury room and just check off which ones they think the prosecutor proved, and then they can quickly determine, okay, is the defendant guilty or innocent? Also, the crime control model juries tend to feel that courts hinder effective law enforcement and fail to protect society from crime. When you look over these 5 factors, crime control model tends to feel as if everyone who commits a crime has other perfectly reasonable options, and they choose to commit crimes because they want to get something of value without having to work for it, or because they are lazy or greedy, because they choose to be violent, and that it is basically, crime is an issue of bad behavior by choice. Please hit subscribe and the thumbs up icon if you enjoy this video. Also, please feel free to share this video with people you think could benefit from the information. YouTube uses the number of subscribers, likes, and shares in its algorithm to determine which videos show up in search results, and the higher these videos are in the results, the more people I can help. Thank you. Now let's talk about the other major type of criminal justice model or mindset in the American criminal justice system. A jury might have the due process model of criminal justice. So what is that? We've already talked about the crime control model and the idea that people need to have punishment or the threat of punishment to deter them from committing future crimes, and that if we didn't do that, it would be a lawless, anarchical society. Well, juries with the due process model of criminal justice generally tend to be more liberal than the crime control model juries, and due process model juries tend to advocate social programs that are aimed at reducing crime by reducing poverty. Some of the primary components of the due process model include that juries who followed the due process model tend to give more respect to the constitutional rights of the individual, as opposed to viewing constitutional rights as a technicality, which is what crime control model juries tend to. Juries with the due process model tend to feel that social influences like the lack of economic opportunities contribute to criminal behavior. They expect the court to find error when the police or prosecutor violate procedures or violate the Constitution. Juries with the due process model of criminal justice tend to be more open-minded about community-based sentencing like drug rehabilitation, and they tend to be more focused on rehabilitation rather than punishment. In other words, juries with the due process model of criminal justice view criminal behavior as the result of broad social problems, and if you fix the social problems, people will be less likely to commit crimes. Please feel free to post in the comments your questions about criminal law or related topics that you would like to see covered in a future video. I cannot provide legal advice about specific cases or situations, but I can offer general legal information for educational purposes. Law students, paralegal students, criminal justice students, and pre-law students, as well as people working as paralegals or in the criminal justice field, are the main audience for these videos, but everyone is welcome to learn about American law and our legal system. Please remember to subscribe so you can get notifications when I post a new video. Subscribing won't cost you anything, but it can help me to reach and help more people with these educational videos. Thank you. If you liked this video, you might like the next video about what you see on TV is not true about criminal justice.